Hi everybody, welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today we have a little special edition, Ref School. We're talking about some of the non-calls, some of the calls, some of the controversies surrounding what the Stripes were doing during the game. We're going to break it down. Let's get into it. Welcome to the QB School. All right, we're going to look at some significant referee non-calls and call penalties. First one here, for 4th and 1 early in the game. First of all, Aaron Donald's offsides. Second of all, the motion guy is wide ass open. W-A-O. And Aaron Donald is offsides. Now, I know it's the first series of the game, but that's significantly offsides on a really meaningful down. Can't miss it. I don't care if his jersey's white and blue and he's in the white and blue on the logo. He's offsides. He's offsides. You can see it in the All-22. You can see it in stills from the game. It's a simple, easy call right down the line. Cannot miss it. Needs to be a penalty. And we can still acknowledge that Joe Burrow locks on Chase and misses Higgins in the flat. I mean, it's, they get confused with the motion, try to rocker it. Safety runs into Ramsey, and that's an easy first down miss. Easy. Flat, throw it to him. Just, however they're getting to this, I'm not sure design-wise here we can talk about, but whatever this is, up, turn, we're into the flat or quick out, we're into the flat, quick out. Usually don't love seeing both those things together. Probably a combination of both these routes not being run perfectly to depth here, but that's a combination you don't see very often. But, we get little collision here. They try to rock and roll this thing, bring Weddle back, and that's what happens sometimes with motion. Force the ball into your best player. It happens. 4th and 1, you hope it doesn't happen. You hope that's something you just kind of fall into because it's on that side of the field. But it doesn't take anything away from the fact that they just blew that call. 4th and 1. All right. By no means do referees get 100% of the calls correct, obviously. Thanks, Captain. But there can at least be some level of consistency, and I think that was the most frustrating part watching this thing. This next one, 3rd and 10, massive play. This is defensive pass interference up top on Ramsey, pulling the shirt of Higgins. I mean, I know Collinsworth struggled to see it in real time. He's got his left hand on the white underjersey of the shirt. He's pulling it. He's catapulting himself in to make that play. He's going to get up and pretend like he did that thing clean right there. Get lucky. Now give up the big play to get down there. Fortunate not to have this called a penalty. It should be a penalty. This is 3rd and 10. Should be 1st and goal from the 1. Now you can't really see it from the back end because by the time he comes into the picture, he's already pulled it with his left hand. But it's a clean, easy pull. I couldn't find a still of it, but if you can watch the broadcast, it's a penalty. And then really, it's a penalty that allows him to make a play on the ball. If he doesn't grab at the top, so if his left hand doesn't reach out and grab the undershirt right here, the receiver is running away, and this is a touchdown. Now the throw is just a tick behind him, but that hand right there catapults him back into it, and then he's able to go make the play. So again, you got to get some of them right. And it's a massive play. It's a 4-point play. It's a 4-point play. You go from a field goal to an almost guaranteed touchdown, 1st and goal from the 1. Tough to overcome, just the consistency element. I hope this doesn't come across as homering for one team or the other. I don't care who the hell wins this game. But I do love to see the highest level played in the most meaningful games. And this play to start the second half was just straight up embarrassing to the league. A full-on face mask on Ramsey. And I know so many people are probably thinking, oh, karma goes around, comes around. This is just bad football. It's just bad. It's bad officiating. It's bad, I think, placement, positioning from the referees. We'll talk about when we watch it again from the sideline. But it's a clear as day. Grab, face mask, twist, impede, defender, not even close. I mean, that doesn't even look like real football. just embarrassing, really embarrassing at the league level to let something like that happen. Now, how does something like that happen? The first thing here, and this is not referee school, and I'm not going to pretend to be a referee, but usually the way that I understand it, these guys back here, we got linesmen, got the back judges, they're usually looking through the number 1. So they all have kind of different eye positioning. The back judge usually looking through the inside eligibles. Or at least that's how I understand it. If you're a referee out there, you let me know. I think and it's obviously different at different levels with multiple refs, but that's the way I always understood it. So when they get a switch release here, so we switch this thing, that in and of itself is going to be a little confusing. So now, is that guy the inside eligible? Where do the eyes go for this back judge on the sideline? The other part that I think is interesting is when the ball is thrown, the official up here is 5 yards farther down the field than this official on this sideline. Now, would it have mattered? Like, I just don't think you want the ball being thrown here and you as an official to be at this angle, 5 yards behind it, when the guy on the other sideline is right in line with the play. But at the end of the day, I really think it's the back judge's call to make. He's got the perfect view. He's got to be able to see that, help his buddy out. It's a collective crew element, crew issue. So first, watch that switch release. There it is. Okay, so now you've got the number 2 as the new number 1. And we get into the route. Now let's look at the positioning. So the official up top, see how he's on the negative 45, on the other 45, and the official down here is right on the 50. Somebody's wrong. You know, I don't know what the correct exactly landmarks are for those guys, but I'm going to guess that it's not 5 yards difference. Then the other part about it is I just don't know why you'd want to be behind the ball like this. If you're the official down here at the bottom, I would guess you would want to stay over the top of the ball. Now, is that just being lazy? Is that having your eyes in the wrong spot? Is that just missing a play and it being the one that cost you at the Super Bowl? It's just weird. It would be really cool if you could ask the official, like after the game in a press conference, where the hell is he supposed to be? But again, look at the guy up top. He's right in line with the ball. The guy down here is behind it. The guy in the middle of the field is looking right at it. I mean, what is he looking at from this standpoint to miss this call? He's looking right there. I mean, the only argument that you could say is that, you know, he doesn't think he grabs and twists the face mask, but he twists him to the ground. I mean, it's not even close. It's just such an egregious call that it impacts the quality of the product, which then impacts the game at the highest level. And it's unfortunate. And again, I don't think it's one-off thing. It's not like one bad guy, one guy out there throwing a game, doing dirty stuff like that by any means. But there are bones on that play where you're like, I want some answers from like the positioning, what we're looking at. Halftime, you dig the channel and you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. It lets you know when we go live, when we put out new content. I certainly appreciate the support for the channel. If you're interested in even more quarterback school content, have a bunch of free content in the description to the video, have a free quick game course, have a free play calling tool, have a Pass Pro Quiz. If you're interested in those things, hop over there, check it out. And then if you want even more quarterback school content, hop over to the quarterback school Patreon community, really trying to create the environment of what it's like in an NFL quarterback room. So all sorts of detail, nuance, and then finally the premier content are the quarterback school courses. Have a number of different courses, RPOs, how to be different coverage, pass protection, tempos, and a new course in the pipeline, an entire offense. So pretty excited to share those courses. Get over there and check that out. Take your football IQ to the next level. As for this one, let's keep it going. So from there, now it's the end of the game. So we're in less than 2 minutes left in the Super Bowl. Down 4, going into win. 1st and 8. Okay. This is the Stafford miss here. Puts it into the cameraman. Why exactly we're watching this? Watch the right tackle's knee. Whoa. The right tackle in the back. I mean, is he moving early? It's not even close, right? The back and the right tackle. Now, I think the back's moving just because he sees the right tackle moving. But I mean, look at his knee. Now you're like, wow, this is, you know, they're never going to see that. All right, I'll get you. You can miss plays like that. I feel like I need some sound effects, sound music in the background. But, okay, you missed that one. I get you. Incompletion, okay, no big deal. But it's a pattern of misses. It's miss after miss after miss. The next play. 2nd and 8. This is defensive holding on the linebacker, on the running back up top. Running a little angle Texas route. He grabs the hell out of him. It's not even close. I mean, it's not close. Now, you get into weird, like, is it defensive pass interference? Is it not? Happens at the line of scrimmage. The ball's in the air, and he is holding him, impeding his ability to make a play. It's a penalty. So you get a no false start. You get a no defensive holding here. I mean, look at Stafford. Even the right tackle. The right tackle sees it. The guy's jumping off sides every other play. He sees the penalty. I mean, it is that obvious. Stafford's going crazy, asking for 4 flags. Look at this. Is that the center? Look at the left guard sees it. I mean, everybody sees it. What is happening? How are we? This is the Super Bowl. Less than 2 minutes left. Back to back to back plays. Watch the linebacker 57. I mean, come on. It just, at this point, it's like a circus of errors. The next play, 3rd and 8. And this is really the one that should and is causing all the controversy. Cooper Kupp, the number 3 receiver down here, running a little juke route. In my opinion, that's a penalty. He grabs him. He holds him. He impedes him. That left hand allows him to kind of slingshot himself in and make that play. Now, by the standards that they've been calling penalties up until this point, this is not a foul. By the letter of the law, it's a foul and it should be called, just like the rest of them should be called. Okay, so that's 1. 1A is the fact that the whole offensive line is offside, is false starting. I mean, obviously the center is just late. But I mean, every guy, at least before it was just the right tackle back. Now it's an accordion. That almost looks like a joke. That's a bad mini camp rep. I mean, so the problem with that penalty is that false start should blow the play dead. That's dead ball penalty. So then the other penalty doesn't happen. So now it's 3rd and 13 as opposed to 3rd and 8 or 1st and goal. So I mean, just a catastrophe of errors from the refereeing crew. I mean, just brutal misses, brutal non-calls. And for me, just as a fan of ball and wanting this to be a great game, and not just a great game like close score, but like a clean, well-executed, high-level game, the referees made too much of an impact by not making the correct call and making inconsistent calls. And I mean, the inconsistent thing's going to happen. Just make the right calls. Just call the penalties that are there to be made. There's no makeup penalties. There's no makeup calls. That stuff doesn't exist. Just be consistent. Be as good as the teams that are there playing. They deserve that much. And they just didn't get it, and we didn't get it as football fans in this game. So that is a wrap. Ref School, Super Bowl edition. Non-calls, calls, consistency, inconsistency, positioning, all of the above. Probably too much refereeing for this channel. But when it impacts the quality of the product, and that product is supposed to be the absolute best of the best to kind of shine a international spotlight on the league in its premier game, I think it has to be addressed. It's got to be better. I don't pretend to have the solution, but I do want to acknowledge the problem and just address the consistency or lack thereof of what I thought was just unnecessarily sloppy refereeing. So let me know what you thought of the video. I appreciate the support. I will see you next time. Have a good one.